I'm stoked to be welcoming to the show for the first time Brisbane Quartet flag duty, Abby, Ben, Lachlan, and Tom. Thanks for joining me, guys. How are you all going?
Yeah, good.
Brilliant.
Thanks.
Yeah, really good.
Nice. And is there a specific release that you guys have listened to the most so far this year? One that you just find you keep revisiting?
It's a tough one.
I've been listening to Straight Face by Spacey Gaines basically since it came out. So
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good song. Been really enjoying that one.
Bless My Soul by Powderfinger. When they did the
Okay.
one night thing, I've been listening to that since that.
Yeah, that was good. That was actually really good. I rewatched that like the day after. It's good.
How long did they actually end up performing for?
It was like 40 minutes, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And was it stripped back or with like actual?
No, it was like full on.
Nice one.
Just full experience.
The bass player was like playing in the Fortitude Music Hall, like, and it was empty, like up on stage. It's pretty hectic.
That's wild. And who are the band's most prominent influences?
That's interesting because we all four of us have very different like music tastes, so it kind of comes from all different directions.
Yeah.
Like
Bit of a screamer.
yeah, exactly. Even like it goes as far as getting some pretty heavy stuff all the way through to like I probably have like the lightest like pop listening habits. I listen to like a lot of female vocal pop, but it kind of goes all the way across the band. It changes a lot.
Yeah.
Like Tom's really into like Catfish and like the harder kind of like Arctic Monkey, that like British rock vibe. So it kind of comes from everywhere.
Yeah. And I like my like Last Dinosaurs are kind of indie, indie. I guess it's kind of pop, but it's like an indie synth sort of.
I guess as well.
Sorry, go on.
There you go.
Is that all through their catalog, or is it the older stuff and newer stuff specifically of Last Dinosaurs?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of pretty much all of it. It's all good. Really like it. I like the new stuff's a bit synthier, which is kind of cool. But the old, just like the guitar leads.
The old stuff's very guitar based. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure. They do great hooks, and I'm a bit obsessed. That's the goal, just to get that kind of hook. And I think that kind of shows in some of our music, just like trying to write a song based off a hook. It's kind of something that we've done a little bit of, and I think it shows through some of our stuff.
For sure.
I think, like Abby's saying, like, I'm into like bands like Catfish and like Oasis and stuff, but that's not necessarily reflected in the music. But like they're the kind of bands that like they make you want to
influence.
They make you like want to pick up a guitar and write a song, or like they make you want to like play to a stadium with people or something. So
it's the dream.
Nice. And so it's obviously quite a varied mix. Do you guys ever have trouble like combining all those different influences, or does it kind of just happen organically?
We definitely have trouble, but that's kind of the beauty of it in some ways. We'll definitely come to a hook or something and have very different ideas about it. Like someone will want to speed it up, or someone will want to slow it and strip it right back. Yeah. But it's kind of like a balancing act, and in the end, we come out with an idea that everyone is happy with, because we've had to like almost like fight it out about which direction the song's
I think because we've all got different like sort of influences and stuff, when the four of us come across something that like we all like that it's like good.
Yeah, it's a keeper.
Yeah.
Speaking of keepers, what can you tell us about your fifth single, Back to You, which is out officially later this week?
Ooh.
Well, it was written around the New Year period of like 2018-19. So I found the original recording of it the other day, which is from the 6th of January 2019. So like that's been quite a journey to get it out here. But the song itself is like it's like a world apart from like where it started, really, because it was originally like a very heavy or like kind of like straight and like minor sounding song, which like we just decided didn't like sound like us.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pub rock song.
Yeah. So
very different. Yeah.
So I just kind of just like rewrote the chords and like kept the same lyrics for it, and like by the time that we sort of were all together and like jamming it out again, it was like a different song completely.
Yeah.
One that I'm pretty happy with, I reckon.
Yeah.
And so it was written around the same time as your first few singles?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the OGs.
It was like the
next
one that we wrote after chronologically. I think
we
we wrote the first 4 singles, and that was the next one. So it was the next one we recorded.
Yeah.
But,
and so the break between actually that first demo recording and releasing it now, was that kind of just trying to get it right and experimenting to find that right sound?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and a combination of gigging as well. I think we've got a few songs out, and we kind of wanted to sort of show everyone what we've been writing. And I think that's kind of also. Yeah.
We had like a big focus on kind of getting those first few songs out, getting a bit of a gigging profile up, so that when we got to this sort of time and we, wanted to play a gig, we could kind of hit up a venue and be like, "Hey guys, we're keen to play," and they had something to look back on.
Yeah.
So we had a big focus on that. I guess in a way it meant that like Back to You and writing took a back step for a couple of months there. But it was definitely just about getting it right and trying to find a way to fit it into our sound a bit more, because we all really liked like elements of the song, particularly lyrically, but we didn't feel like it kind of fit with the vibe of the song. So it did take a while to kind of nut out where we wanted to go with it.
Yeah, like the original version was like the version that we played at like our first gig. And then like by the time we did our second gig, which was like a few months later, like we were playing this version. So like we didn't really want to, like we wanted to make an effort on like when we went back to gigging, like make sure like we're ready and like we got the best songs. So
every show since.
Yeah. It's been in the set since, yeah.
And so what's the track actually about lyrically?
Well, I mean, without giving out the names or addresses of it's just kind of about like, like wanting to move on from something, but kind of knowing like it doesn't take a lot to sort of put you back where you started,
Yeah.
But it's a feel good look at that idea though. It's not like you're getting dragged back. It's kind of like a play on the idea that you'll always bounce back to where you were before, and it's not always a bad thing. It's a
absolutely.
And if you listen to the tone of the kind of song, it doesn't, even though the lyrics are a bit kind of like, oh, what? It's very kind of upbeat and happy, and it's kind of
it's a bit of a mockery almost.
It kind of contrasts like the lyrics with the actual melody and the everything. Yeah.
And when compared to the first 4 singles, was it tough to write?
It was
one of the harder ones.
Yeah, it was kind of when we actually when it was rewritten, like the process of like rewriting it like on like the acoustic guitar was pretty straightforward. But then like bringing it into the band and like getting all the other parts involved did take a little bit of time. I think like once we got like like the guitar riff and stuff, we were kind of away a bit.
Once that hook was in there, that kind of like inspired the rest of it a little bit.
Yeah. I think that I remember like the guitar parts in the chorus taking a while to like get right.
Yeah.
And so how was the actual experience recording this song?
It was a bit frantic, to be honest, because
very frantic.
Our producer Dan was like moving to London in like within the week, so we were hustling to get it all recorded and like everything done. Which I think it like kind of worked out in the end, because we didn't really have the opportunity to like stop and like deliberate about what we were doing. It was just like, let's just record it, and like I think it worked out in the end.
Yeah, we'd spent a lot of time on the song anyway.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have any questions about where it could go. We were pretty set on the actual form and the structure of the song.
With the exception of drum tracking, it was probably recorded in about half a day. All the instrumentation.
Yeah.
It was pretty frantic, but it was good. It was fun.
It was fun.
And so where did you actually record?
We recorded at Lockie, Ben and I's old high school, BBC.
Okay.
Like Dan was our producer, but like he was our guitar teacher before that, and like kind of like a bit of a mentor in terms of like working in a band and stuff like that. So and he's like been in bands himself and does a lot of producing and mixing and stuff. So he recorded and like mixed all our first releases and this one as well.
But now he's in London.
Yeah, now he's in London. So
he moved to London to take up a job at one of the unis there as a lecturer in music production. So he's good at his job.
And for sure. And have you guys heard any Queensland releases recently that have really stood out?
Yeah. I like Sleep by Selfish Sons.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've heard of them. They're like I suppose they're probably like a bit above a local band now. But yeah, I think they're quality.
Yeah, they're good.
I've been really liking Second by Hope D. She's kind of just broken through the Triple J Unearthed barrier sort of and made it onto some more bigger radio stations and stuff. She's doing really well. It's a really good tune.
Yeah, it is a good synth. Good synth hook there.
Yeah. Julia by Ashgrove. That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ashgrove are good. We've done a couple of gigs with them as well. Good group of boys.
Yeah.
Sick. And if you guys could master any instrument, what would you pick and why?
I mean, I'm probably the bass guitar. I'm still a drum player without a pick. Probably the piano. To be honest with you, I can play it a bit, but I'd love to be a wizard at that.
I'm inclined to say vocals, master my own, vocal chords, because you can never be too good at the old vocals.
Definitely not.
Thing that I would like to improve on, get a bit stronger.
Do you have a favorite vocalist? I know it's a bit of a loaded question, out of the blue, but or at least one specific vocalist that stands out off the top of your head.
I do like is it Dave?
David Pepe from Gang of Youths.
He's got
for sure.
That's a voice.
Yeah, he's got that really low voice.
But he can break out and really sound big and powerful. It's just I don't know. I really like that. And that's something that we started trying to do, sort of add a bit more dynamic in having a low range part in the verses, and then kind of breaking out, belting it a bit more, just having a bit more dynamic.
Yeah. I love Meg Mac as well on the female side of things. I think Meg Mac's such a powerhouse voice.
I like Van McCann from Catfish in the Bottom.
Okay.
Great rasp.
What else can we expect from Flag Duty in the not too distant future?
Well,
it's pending when we can get into a studio, really. But we're getting there though, as far as COVID restrictions go.
Obviously, it's a bit up in the air at the minute because of the virus. But I'd say as soon as we can, we'll be jumping back in the studio because we have heaps of tunes that we just want to get out there really. So probably jump in the studio, and then hopefully by the end of the year we can get back to gigging and cap the year off with some live music. Would be good. Yeah.
And are you guys interested in releasing an EP, or are you guys just thinking singles for now?
Very good.
Yeah, I'd say probably an EP in the not too distant future.
Yeah,
probably a few more singles to come. Then I'd say.
Yeah,
we got some material.
Yeah,
just sorting through.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I'd probably say EP.
That's the way.
EP.
And if you guys only had a few words to describe the latest single Back to You, which few words would you use?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I think catchy. That first guitar hook is intended to be really catchy and kind of carry through the whole song. It keeps popping back up.
I would say honest from a lyrical perspective.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Tom, Abby, Lachlan, and Ben, thanks for joining me, guys.
Thanks
for having us.
Thank you.